Be me, 22, final year at uni, marine science student. Go back to small coastal hometown for last semester. Goal, graduate quietly, get a job, no drama. First lecture. Walk into the room, smelling like cheap coffee and bad decisions. Professor walks in, my brain crashes. It's her, childhood crush, 5 years older. Taught me how to swim, built sandcastles with me, once punched a seagull for stealing my sandwich. Now she's wearing heels, glasses, blazer, and I'll ruin your GPA energy. She scans the class, our eyes meet. She blinks twice. Levi? Me. Hi. Class, confused background NPC noises. She clears her throat, goes full professional. Well, this will be interesting. Me trying not to grin like an idiot. Me failing miserably. After class, she corners me in the hallway. You didn't tell me you were enrolling here. You didn't tell me you were teaching here. I've been teaching here for 3 years. I've been avoiding responsibility for 3 years. She sighs. Same sigh as when I broke her bike at age 10. Nostalgia intensifies. I expect the same standards from you as any student. Of course, Professor Seagull Puncher. Death glare. But there's a smile hiding behind it as I walk away. My brain is spiraling. Childhood crush turned professor. 5 years older. Smart. Gorgeous. Terrifying. What could possibly go wrong? Week 2 of classes. Decide to clear my head with a walk on the beach. Hoodie, headphones, full main character mode. Hear someone yelling over the wind. It's her. She's jogging along the shoreline. Ponytail, sunglasses, tank top. Brain stops functioning for 3 to 5 business days. She notices me. Levi, what are you doing here? This is a beach. I live here. I'm a local cryptid. She laughs because, unfortunately, she still finds my jokes funny. We walk together for a bit, talk about old times, how I fell off my bike trying to impress her when I was 13. She brings it up every 3 minutes. You cried for like 20 minutes. I lost blood and dignity. Mostly dignity. She sits down on the sand, pulls water bottle out of her bag. I sit next to her like a stray dog that followed someone home. Conversation drifts between the past and now. She says teaching was never the plan, but the ocean always was. Something about how the sea feels more like home than any city. My heart rude. Then she hits me with, just so we're clear, nothing between us can happen. I'm your professor. Me. Yeah, totally, of course, no way, never. Also me internally. Ma'am, my heartbeat disagrees. We sit there, listening to waves and pretending this is normal. 3rd week of class. Group lab day. Marine bio students running around like caffeinated seagulls. Working with Emma. New girl, cute, bubbly, major flirt. She keeps leaning in, way too close. Haha, Levi, you're so smart. Girl I literally just labeled a petri dish, calm down. Out of nowhere. Professor walks in to check progress. Yeah, her. Hair in a messy bun, lab coat, clipboard, serious face. My brain. Oh no, oh no, oh no. She spots me and Emma laughing over some dumb joke. Expression does the tiniest shift. Eyebrow twitch detected. Danger. Emma goes, Levi, can you help me adjust this? And puts her hand on my arm. Professor, is everything okay over here? Voice calm, eyes not calm. Emma jumps a little, like she just got caught stealing snacks from God's fridge. Yeah, we're just finishing up the sample, I say. Professor leans on the table next to me, so close I can smell her shampoo. Looks straight at Emma. Good. Wouldn't want distractions in my lab. Emma laughs nervously. I die internally. She gives me this smug little look before walking away. Me trying to reboot. Emma whispers, does she not like me or something? Me. She doesn't like anyone. Also me. Liar! After lab, I catch up with her in the hallway. What was that about? What? She says innocently. The laser eyes. The intimidation aura. She shrugs, smirk creeping up. Just making sure my students stay focused. Me. Right. Of course. Purely academic intimidation. She walks away like a Bond villain with tenure. Me standing there with my heart doing parkour. End of week 4. Conference night. Mandatory faculty social thing. Her, my professor, childhood crush. Ocean goddess, now in a dangerously elegant black dress. She spots me across the room, already holding a glass of champagne, smiling a little too much for a strict academic. Uh-oh. Levi, you clean up nicely, she says, me trying not to pass away on the spot. You look different. That's called not being in a lab coat. Fair point. Fast forward 30 minutes, she's 3 glasses in, standing too close, laughing at everything I say. Either I got funnier or she got tipsier, probably the latter. Then she drops the bomb, leans in, voice just above a whisper. You shouldn't let girls like Emma hang all over you. Me has stopped responding. Why not? Because it pisses me off. Why would it piss you off? Shut up. She tries to change the subject by grabbing another drink. Fumbles the glass. I catch it. She catches me staring at her lips, brain screaming in Morse code. You're my student, she mutters, and you're my professor. This is stupid. Very. Neither of us moves away. On the way home, she trips slightly. I catch her again. She mumbles against my chest. God, you're so annoyingly tall. I'll work on shrinking. She laughs into my shirt. As I lay in bed later that night, my brain plays back every word, every look, every half smile. She's jealous. She's so jealous. Oh no. Oh yes. Week 6. She texts me out of nowhere. I'm grading papers at the faculty apartment. Bring pizza. Not exactly a love letter, but close enough. Show up 20 minutes later. She's in sweats, messy bun, glasses. We eat pizza on her couch. She's grading essays. I'm trying not to stare at how cute she looks biting her pen cap. She catches me staring. Smirks. What? Nothing, just weird seeing you without the death glare. Shut up. 1 bottle of wine later, we're leaning too close, talking about childhood, how we used to race to the pier, how she once dared me to eat seaweed. Then she says quietly, You grew up on me, Levi. My brain. Error 4. 04. What? When did you stop being the kid who followed me everywhere? Probably around the time you started giving me pop quizzes. She laughs softly, looking at me in a way she never has before. Oh no, our knees touch, our hands brush. She leans in first, soft, deliberate, no hesitation. Then everything blurs. Pizza box on the floor, wine glass somewhere, couch definitely creaking, fade to black. Wake up next morning. Sunlight, messy hair, her head on my chest, brain buffering at 3 frames per second. She opens one eye, deadpan. You're still my student. You're still my professor. She sighs. We're so screwed. Me, grinning like an idiot anyway. 2 weeks after the marathon night, we've been pretending nothing happened, except, it definitely did. Every look feels different. Every touch has static. Our professional boundaries have officially joined the witness protection program. She calls me one evening. Can you come over? Her voice sounds weird. Not teasing, not flirty, heavy. I show up in 10 minutes flat. She's on the couch in oversized hoodie, pale, hands clasped like she's about to confess to a crime. We need to talk, she says. Instantly, I forget how to breathe. She gestures for me to sit. She blurts it out. I'm pregnant. Me has stopped responding. I laugh. Not because it's funny, just because my brain panicked and hit the wrong button. Like, pregnant? She gives me that professor death glare. No, Levi. Metaphorically pregnant. But how? Levi? Right. Dumb question. I sink into the couch like a man who just got drafted. She watches me carefully. I took 2 tests. Both positive. I'm seeing a doctor tomorrow to confirm. She's calm on the outside, but her leg won't stop shaking. My heartbeat is somewhere around 400 beats per minute. Part of me wants to pass out. Part of me wants to hug her. Part of me wants to Google how to adult in less than 24 hours. Are you okay? I manage. She laughs, tired, shaky, and wipes under her eye. No, but I will be. We sit in silence. And that's when it hits me. I reach out, grab her hand. It's warm, trembling. Hey, I say, I'm here. I'm not running. She looks at me like she's trying to decide whether to cry or kiss me. Then she just leans into my shoulder, exhaling everything she's been holding. She whispers, You're insane. Yeah, but at least I'm your idiot. Semester almost over. At this point, my entire existence revolves around 2 things. 1, not failing finals. 2. Not getting caught sleeping with my professor. Mission difficulty. Dark Souls level. She's getting visibly more tired these days. The bump is still small, but not invisible anymore. Loose sweaters can only hide so much. Faculty starting to whisper. Students gossiping like they're in a Netflix teen drama. Every time I see her in the hallway, we pretend we're strangers. Every time the door closes, we're not strangers at all. Life's weird like that. Erwin, my dumbass friend, corners me after class. Dude, I swear your professor looks at you differently. No, she doesn't. She does. She gives you the, I know exactly what kind of underwear you wear. Look, me internally. Shut up. He pokes harder. Bro, are you banging the hot professor? No. That was the least convincing no I've ever heard. Facepalm, later that day. We're at her place. She's grading papers. I'm pacing like a man about to be audited by the IRS. They're starting to talk, I say. She doesn't even look up. They've always talked. We just gave them better material. This isn't funny. Oh, it's hilarious, terrifying, but hilarious. She finishes another exam, puts her pen down. You're panicking, Levi. Of course I'm panicking. You're my professor, I'm your student, and you're... Glance at her stomach. Kinda carrying my kid. She smirks. Minor detail. Moment of silence. She reaches out, hooks her fingers in my hoodie, and pulls me down to sit beside her. We'll handle it. One step at a time. Stop acting like we're in a spy movie. We are in a spy movie. A bad one, with a baby subplot. She laughs so hard she snorts. But later that night, when she's asleep next to me, reality hits like a truck. We're not just fooling around anymore. Final exams are next week. The bump is growing. And sooner or later, someone's going to connect the dots. Finals week, also known as the week where everyone loses their sanity and lives on caffeine and regret. Also the week where my secret relationship with my professor could implode like a cheap IKEA chair. She walks into the exam hall, hair tied up, glasses on, loose blouse that almost hides the bump. Keyword, almost. Some students glance at her midsection like they're detectives in a murder mystery. Erwin sits 2 rows behind me, texts me before the test starts. Bro, she looks glowy. Bro, she's definitely pregnant. Bro, is it yours? Me resisting the urge to throw my phone out the window. Test begins. She's walking between rows, calm and collected. Me sweating like a criminal in a lie detector test. Halfway through the exam, Dean Harper walks in. Why? He's doing one of those just observing the testing process routines, also known as my personal apocalypse. She greets him professionally. I can tell she's nervous too, slight twitch in her jaw. Dean stands in the back of the room, like a final boss waiting for you to fail your QuickTime event. And then, she drops her pen. Normal thing, happens all the time. Except she leans down to grab it, and her back pops a little. She straightens up fast, face slightly flushed. One hand instinctively goes to her belly. Erwin's eyes go wide. Dean raises an eyebrow. Me, sweating intensifies. 5 minutes later, she calls me to the front to hand in some extra paper. Our fingers brush for half a second. Too quick for anyone to notice. Except Erwin, who whispers aloud, "Oh!" like a 12-year-old at a school fight. Dean side-eyes him. Dean side-eyes me. Dean side-eyes her. Everybody's sweating now. Test ends. Students start leaving. Erwin waits for me at the door like the nosiest little gremlin alive. Dude, brother, bro. What? That's your baby, isn't it? Me, Erwin, I swear to God. Brother, respect. And just when I think I can escape. Mr. Cole, can you stay a moment? That voice, her voice. Instant heart rate spike. Everyone's gone. She locks the door behind us, leans against the desk with that tired but deadly look. We have a problem. Just one? Dean, he noticed. Me, panic loading. Her, relax. We've made it this far. One more week and you're officially not my student anymore. Then she does something absolutely illegal in terms of my heart's safety. She smirks, walks up to me, grabs my tie. Besides, she whispers, you've been a very good student. Erwin, probably outside the door. Bro! Finals week just turned into boss level. Finals finally over. She calls me to her office. No Levi, no hey, Just a very ominous, we need to talk. Excellent. I love starting my day with heart attacks. I walk in, she's sitting behind her desk, calm, too calm. Dean Harper sitting on the opposite side, sipping coffee like the final boss he is. Mr. Cole, Dean starts. Professor Langston and I have noticed some unusual behavior this semester. She looks unbothered, like she's not literally carrying my child while the dean suspects something. I, however, look like a man who just got pulled over with a trunk full of fireworks. Dean clears his throat. You've performed exceptionally well in her class. Too well. Sir, what the actual fuck? Before I can even panic properly, she jumps in. Levi's been one of my best students since high school. He's just motivated. Dean squints at me like I just tried to sell him a fake Rolex. Motivated, huh? Very. Erwin texts me right then, because of course he does. Bro, are you in trouble? Does he know? Blink twice if yes. Me. Considering deleting Erwin from my life. Dean finally stands up. Well, keep your nose clean, Mr. Cole, and congratulations, Professor Langston. I hear, congratulations are in order. What? Me stops working. As soon as he's gone. Me? What the fuck does he mean by that? Her, laughing way too hard for a person under fire. He knows I'm pregnant, Levi. He doesn't know who the father is. Me. I almost had a stroke. Her. I noticed. We both collapse into laughter because, at this point, that's all we can do. The tension breaks. She leans back in her chair, tired but glowing. You're officially not my student anymore, she says softly. Guess that means I can do this. She grabs my tie and kisses me right there in her office. Erwin walks by the open door, lets out the loudest bro known to mankind. Me. Erwin, I swear I will fight you. She's laughing against my mouth now. This is going to be such a disaster. Yeah, I grin. Our disaster. Fast forward months later, she's in maternity leave. I'm working, she's glowing, Erwin is still being Erwin. Dean never found out the truth. We tell him at the baby shower. His face is priceless. Erwin's reaction is worse. I knew it, bro. Life isn't perfect, but it's ours. Professor girlfriend, engineer dad, chaos hype man, Erwin, and a baby on the way.